Do you know what Robotron is?
Maybe.
You run
It's kind
around
of
with one
like,
stick and you aim with the other stick.
yeah.
And it's auto fire. You don't hit a button or anything.
This Alienation you do, and it has like an active reload and some skills, passive and active, and so it's kind of like it's kind of D&D-ish a little bit, or not D&D, Diablo-ish,
Oh, I see. Okay.
like the way
Yeah.
that you kind of run around. It's a looter shooter, so
I was going to say,
anytime you open chests or kill things, you can swap out gear and upgrade things and all that jazz. What's it
I
called?
was the example that always springs directly to my mind is the Smash TV.
Yeah.
If anybody remembers Smash TV, the old arcade game
Great
that had
prizes.
yeah, exactly. It was like
Great game.
the Running Man as a video game.
Great game. I loved that game.
There was shoot. What was that thing? Oh, Fusion Frenzy. You ever play that?
Yes, I think I did.
It started with Fusion Frenzy.
Sounds very familiar. Oh yeah.
Bunch of mini games.
Oh yeah. Yes, absolutely played this on the Xbox back in the day. The silly the thing that spins around with the sticks on it. You have to jump over them and duck under them.
Duck under them, yes.
Yep.
And the sumo one. That was always. I think I still have my original one. Maybe, I don't know. I may have gotten a second copy of it, but it's still for the original Xbox.
That's crazy.
Did anybody? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, following up on what I said earlier, as soon as the Xbox 360 came out and the Xbox went in towards the 360, just rolling that buck forward.
Oh, you traded in to the next one.
Yeah. I mean, like right now, I have more than one system, but only because I bought a Switch for like use at the church to fill some weird programming gaps occasionally. So I have the Switch, but I don't really play it that much. I'm like, it's not at my house, but it's mine. I bring it home sometimes. Jamie's caught me playing Ninja Turtles before a stream before.
I think my 360 is in my desk drawer down here. Haven't played it in many moons. I have a PS4 that I got for like $80 at a thrift store that I had to fix. I had to put a new hard drive in. But
yeah, that's what I have as a PS4. I don't have the last time I had a current gen, like the system, like when it came out, I bought an Xbox One. But I don't have PS4 or whatever Xbox is calling itself these days. I mean, I guess the Switch counts as current gen for Nintendo hardware.
Yeah.
My Switch has been packed up and in the closet for at least 2 years. I haven't touched that thing. I'm not sure. Oh, I know I bought it. It's to play Breath of the Wild, but I just haven't touched it since. Maybe even longer than that. I think it may have been the pandemic last time I played it.
The kids play on mine every Sunday morning. They'll play either WarioWare or Mario Kart.
I'm just not much of a Nintendo thing, like I played Breath of the Wild and I never can remember which one it was, but one of the Legend of Zelda games got remastered. I think we talked about it. I think Mike, you may have mentioned the name of it. But it was really good and it was a lot of fun until I got to the very end where it's just random lefts and rights until you find Ganon and whatever. But I had a lot of fun, but I haven't played it since then. That's the last thing I've done. I did PC games like that.
The last time I was big in Nintendo was GameCube era. Like I was massive Nintendo guy back then. Especially like they remastered the Ocarina of Time for the GameCube, and Wind Waker was for the GameCube, and that was a phenomenal Zelda game. Smash Brothers Melee was out on the GameCube, and so that was my only console for a long time. Metroid Prime, like I just finished the remaster of that on the Switch like a month or two ago.
Oh well, that might have me break out the Switch again because I love Metroid.
Yeah, the Metroid Prime is great. I never got around to finishing Dread. I need to sit down and just finish Metroid Dread.
So we were talking about kind of older games earlier. Did anybody ever played Marble Madness? I had that for I want to say the Commodore 64. Maybe not that old, but
I don't think I had that one, but it reminds me of Snake Rattle and Roll, like that kind of, I guess, isometric, things going sideways at angles. But I never played Marble Madness. No.
it was it's a lot of fun. I mean, there's I don't know, maybe 10 maps. It's a puzzle game. You're a marble, and it had like realistic physics. So if you're going down a hill, you got to start going backwards, or else you'll slide off the edge. And it reminded me a lot of like a putt, like a complex putt where you go into one hole and you pop out the other. And it was a lot of fun. I just remember it being a lot of fun and B, a lot of very, very hard. I don't think I ever beat it as a kid. Whereas, I mean, at all. I mean,
did those games have ends at that point in history?
This one did.
I'm not sure they had a sufficient narrative to have an ending. I think they just had a generated level thing, didn't they?
This one wasn't randomly generated. Each level was a specific, it was definitely a puzzle. Look it up.
Yeah, Marble Madness is on retrogames.something.
I played it on Atari. Maybe that's what I played it on.
Love it. Something. Ooh, so there was somewhere down there. I would need to disassemble this corner of my office to actually get at it because it's tucked behind this desk, which has a wooden panel in the middle. So I'd need to take everything off the desk, take the desk out, and actually get behind it to get to it. I have an Atari 5200 and one of the 2600s with the wooden paneling. And about 85 games, I think.
Jeez.
Wow.
The big problem that I would run into is in order to plug it into a TV, it has a coaxial plug that goes into the back of the TV, which no modern TV has.
Right.
So I'd need to find an adapter somewhere to actually plug it in. And I think next to those, I have two Amstrads, which is kind of same time frame as Commodore 64. I've got an Amstrad CPC 464, which is from the mid 80s, and a 6128, which is from slightly after that. But the 464 has a built-in tape drive.
Oh wow.
That's a computer.
I played some truly terrible games on that thing.
So
yeah. That was a personal computer. That's actually that's how I learned to write software. Was I purchased magazines for my Amstrad that had type-ins in the magazine. So you would take the magazine home, read the code in the magazine, type it into your computer, and then do whatever it was doing. And the built-in tape drive on my Amstrad doesn't work. It didn't work when I owned it. It's been broken forever. So I could read a tape. So if I had a game, I could play it, but it wouldn't. The record button doesn't work. So I could never save anything. So I would get the magazine. I would type in the program. I would muck with it for a while. Then I'd have to turn the computer off. And if I wanted to do it again, I'd have to type in the program again. So backwards and forwards. Many weeks in a row, I'd be typing in the same stuff and then going, well, what happens if I tweak this? What happens if I move that? So that's my origin story as a software engineer.
We had a tape drive, and the only thing I remember playing on it was a game sort of like Paperboy, where you're on the bicycle and you throw the paper. It wasn't Paperboy, but it's something. Or maybe it was a motorcycle. It was some two-wheeled something, but that was the one cassette tape game that we had. Was this two-wheeled side scroller? I don't remember much about it. It was Commodore 64, so that tells you much. It was not very high tech. But we played like Zork and Enchanter and games like that on the Commodore because it's just text, and you choose your adventure kind of thing. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I loved those.
Yeah. I didn't. I we beat Enchanter. I say we, my brother primarily. He was 4 years older than I was, so we would play them together. We finally got to the end, and then I tried Zork, and I think I played through Zork 1, but I never did 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 20. And then they had another one that was in space, and I can't remember the name of that one, but I didn't really get into that one very much.
I'm gonna guess Zork in space.
I can't remember what it was.
Space Zork.
Starcross?
Starcross. That's
Yeah,
it.
Starcross. Zork's in space.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was
Yeah.
the same kind of game. All I remember was you start out and you're in your room, in your bunk, and you get up. And I can't remember. It took me forever how to figure out to open the door just to get out of the room. So I did play that one very much.
Were you likely to be eaten by a space crew? Is that?
Oh, black and blue and black and red and green and black and blue. Was that?
I don't know what that is at all.
That was the color of something.
You are likely to be eaten by a glue. By a glue.
Yeah, that was their color, and that's
common refrain in Zork.
They that was. I think you had to go and look up the color of a certain thing in the book in the manual, and that was their code to, like, the password to play the game. So go to page 25 and type in the color of this creature, and it was like black and blue and black and red and black and blue or something like that. Yeah. Wow. Jeez, I hadn't thought about that in forever.
That came from long-term storage.
Yeah.
his tape drives are
accessing.
Yeah, I had one like that was yeah. I had one that was like that. It was Joe Montana football, and they would ask for stats on the players that were in the back of the manual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how many rushing yards did somebody have in such and such season?
Well, I think it was Pool of Radiance that you actually got this disc that was several discs on top of each other with a hole, and you had to
the code wheel.
The code wheel, and you had to type in whatever the runes showed, or that was the password to get in. Yeah. Yeah. Pool of Radiance, man, that one was tough because the first big fight that you really got to, you like went around this corner and you're a party of like 3 or 4 third and fourth level characters, and you just enter this room full of like a fuck zillion goblins. And it's goblins, but there's like
wouldn't know what that's like.
They were like huh. Maybe that was from the way back when machine too. But there was like 50 of them, but they had like goblin kings and casters and fire. I mean, like hurl and fire. It was, man, it took forever to reloading that fight to beat it. That was tough. I remember that one. And then Wizardry 8. I think that was the first one I ever played. I didn't play the older ones, but we're waiting on Alma, Coward. I don't know if you've noticed. She's not here. We're not sure about her arrival, so we're just going to kind of hang out, give her some time, and maybe do a little bit, and then just call it a quick night. Nobody's heard from her yet, so I wonder what's going on.
I have I want to call it a secret shame, but it's not that shameful. I've been watching a TV show in the last couple of weeks. It's I'm trying to remember where we're watching it. Is it on Disney Plus? I don't know. Amazon, maybe. It's called Nautilus, and it's a reimagining of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Which, if you care about that story, don't watch this because it'll make you want to gouge your eyes out because it is not a faithful adaptation in any way, shape, or form. It is surprisingly fun. Like, I'm really, really quite enjoying it. It's not great. Like, nobody's going to say it's like high drama or anything. It's not Game of Thrones, but it's fun, and all the characters in it are a lot of fun, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I recommend it. Check it out.
Nautilus.
Nautilus.
And I think it had some problems in that, like, they filmed it all in 2023, and then Disney Plus, who paid for it, was like, yeah, we're not going to release this. And I can't really see why. Like, I don't know why that happened. And then Amazon Prime ended up picking it up. And so they're pushing it out. but near as I can tell, like it's done. Like they filmed it and then we're told that it's not gonna continue. So I haven't got to the end yet. I don't know if it ends in a weird place. It's filmed in Queensland.
We got 6.4 stars. It's not god awful. That's pretty good.
Well, like I said, it's
The Underwater looks good.
Yeah, like it's good fun. I'm enjoying it.
I started rewatching the Batman the Animated Series and found a couple of podcasts that do deep dives and interviews and stuff. That's been my I've got an hour tonight. Let me watch a couple episodes and then listen to 4 hours of podcast on it the next day. And in October, I rewatched a bunch of horror movies, of course, and I sat down to I think it's the first 5 Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Wow,
that was hard after the first 2. A lot of people like the third one a lot, and it didn't.
Is that Dream Warrior?
Yeah, that's the Dream. That's the first of the Dream trilogy or whatever, and they just
Dream Warrior was
worse.
Awesome. I love Dream Warrior. She
I
kicked his ass.
Super cheesy, just didn't work. But I liked the second one maybe the most. I really like that I really like the way that they angled the second movie. So that might be my favorite of the first 5.
Revenge.
Which one has Johnny Depp? Is it the first or second one?
The first one.
First one.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, he's in the first one. And I think does he come back in one of the later ones? He might make a cameo appearance in a later one, even though he dies. Oh, spoilers! Sorry.
Dang it, Atkins.
You've had 30 years. Tom and Jeff watch Batman. Howard's suggesting a podcast.
That's
Tom
not
and
one of the
Jeff
ones
watch
I'm
Batman.
listening to, but I
I
can
thought
add
that
it.
was Tom and Jerry watch Batman.
No, I'll tell you the 2 that I'm listening to right now. They are Almost Got Him, a Batman the Animated Series podcast, and Batman the Animated Series podcast. One of the 2 of these is like 2 brothers, one of whom is like a DC illustrator for comics. And the other set, I don't remember what their claim to fame is, but they both put out very different product that are entertaining for different reasons. So I've enjoyed it.
I'm behind on all my podcasts.
I had the opposite problem. I caught up this weekend and I was like, well, what do I do now? So of course I went and found another podcast.
Still deliberately behind, as in the next 14 days I have
Right.
65 hours of travel.
Good God.
I've applied for a job that's about a 45-minute to an hour commute one way. So,
Ooh.
I mean, if I get it, yeah, sucks, 2-hour commute, but it'll also give me a really good chance to catch up because I haven't really listened to a podcast in probably a year, maybe. I don't know, it's been a long time.
It's my preferred noise.
Podcast?
Yeah, I mean, like if I'm walking around doing chores or whatever, I put these little headphones on because they don't block up my ears. I can still hear what's going on around me, and I'll just listen to whatever.
Yeah,
I've got a new app.
Shocks, their bone conduction. That's what I have. So
that's what I have.
Ears are open. You can hear everything, but
yeah,
I freaking love those things.
Atkins, are yours the individual ones?
No, they're banded.
Okay.
That's looks exactly
Open Move by Shocks, I think is what it's called.
I've been
but
on
they're
the lookout
fantastic.
I've been on the lookout for a set of those, but I bought a $15 knockoff from Amazon, and they work pretty well.
Sitting right here next to my ibuprofen.
Yeah, these are great. I'm very especially if I'm out rucking or running, I don't like to be down a sense.
Yeah.
Rob myself of being able to hear things. So these solve that for me. It's glorious.
I've been going for a walk
Ooh.
every day with my noise canceling headphones on because
I could not do it. could
Yeah.
not do it.
I'm pretty big. I figure if a car hits me, I'm going to do damage to the car, so they'll be careful.
I live in a pretty, I wouldn't say heavily traveled, but traveled well enough that I like to be able to hear what's going on around me.
I mean, I live on a dead end at the back of our little subdivision, and I wouldn't walk around with headphones in because car is going to come across the hill, and I want to be able to hear it coming.
Yeah. Or a dog or whatever. Like I'm a pretty paranoid individual, so this technology scratched a very specific itch for me because it used to be that I would just take my Apple headphones, the wired ones. I've never had ear pods or whatever they're called, AirPods. And I would just put one side in so I could still hear. But now I could get, full stereo sound and still hear all the things. It's fantastic.
Another nice thing about these things, they're pretty damn near indestructible. I've dropped these. I've mishandled them. I actually been in the shower by accident a couple of times wearing them because get done doing what you're doing. And same pair. I've had this pair for 5 years, 6 years. Fantastic. Love these things.
It's pretty good.
Well worth the money. Like if you're looking for one and you're like, sticker price, man, they pay for themselves quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I should probably add those to my wish list.
Dude, yeah, especially if you wait till like Black Friday or Terrible Tuesday or motherfucking Monday. I don't know what they call them anymore, but you probably get it for like half off, right? I mean, you'll get some
Wacky Wednesday,
Taco Tuesday.
That's funny. Oh, there's a new taco place.
Please give us your money Saturday.
Yeah. Capitalism Saturday. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go, Matt. They make open swim versions of those shocks. They're waterproof.
I know these are resistant. I'm certain of it.
Yeah, they are.
What they're made of. But...
Yeah, these are made for going in the pool.
Huh.
So you wouldn't have to take
pretty
them off
resistant.
going in the shower.
I'd have to buy a pool to fully
resistant.
appreciate that, and I don't have that kind of means. So.
Yeah, I don't know. These might. I mean, I wouldn't want to test it and submerge them in water, but I don't think even if I caught myself and did take it off in mid shower, I think these would be fine.
That's what Cowart says. Cowart says he's got the swim ones.
Oh, nice.
Because I think I was looking into these a while ago. I think the swim ones have storage on board, so you can load stuff on there, and when you're underwater, they'll keep playing, which makes sense.
How does bone connection work underwater? I guess it works the same, right?
I mean,
do your bones change conduction?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, does it make it sound like a whale? Like, whoa. Maybe not. I don't know. The very same.
I'm pretty sure it conducts exactly the same way. I don't think that would have what to do with that at all.
The only thing I don't like about my knockoffs are that when you connect them, or whenever it has the vocal, the prompts, connected or power on or something like that, it's like someone screaming at you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I always have to take them off, turn them on, or turn them off, and I can hold them and hear the screaming, and then I put them on.
Connected.
Yeah.
Power high. Okay.
So I can't block my ears to block out the sound.
Yeah.
It's so loud.
Cowart's basically saying you wear those underwater and you can kind of share your music with the whole pool.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Be that guy at the public pool.
Yeah.
You're peeing in the water and you're making everybody listen to your music. It's the worst.
Baby Ruth and bad vibes.
The sound's
go out there
coming from inside the pool.
In a Speedo with a cape and stand on the outside with your hands on your hips shouting, "I am Vibro," and then jump into the water.
I recently watched the episode of South Park where they go to a water park and everybody's peeing in the water. It's pretty great.
like from out of the pool, just like standing on the edge, just peeing into the pool.
Now they're all like in the pool, but the whole conceit is like they have these water testers come by because one of the boys is like they're all four of the main characters are standing there. One of them says they have to use the bathroom, so he just does, and then one of them is like, "What the crap? Did you just pee in the pool?" And he's like, "Yeah, everybody does," and everybody around him except for this one character is like, "Yeah, we've all done it," and he gets grossed out by that, and it's just like, screw, like I'm done with the whole water park thing then, because apparently he's the saint that doesn't pee in the pool, doesn't pee in the shower, and then they have these like water testers that tell the owner of the theme park that his water is like 98% pee, and like if it gets to the 100% threshold, like systems won't take it, and so this is pee ends up coming out everywhere, and it's kind of silly. The South Park episodes. Say it again.
Saves you on heating the pool.
Yeah,
heating bill.
I've been kind of, that's been some of my background noise. If I'm like, just have a quick 30 minutes to watch something, I'll throw on South Park. And I wasn't allowed to watch it growing up. But I've been revisiting this stuff as an adult just to be like, take that, Mom. I'm a man now. And I've noticed this pattern where like they have these really smart concepts to a lot of their episodes, and then they just at some point they take it and they stop being, if they ever started even being subtle, they crank things up to 11 like and beyond. And so there's a point in most of the shows where I'm like, all right, this is a little much now. But prior to those moments, I'm like, well, okay, they're really like satirizing this really, really well, like intelligently. It's very fun.
Well, they've won like 30 or 40 awards for their specific episodes because they accept everything. They make everything normalized. Like they talk about really, really complex situations in a very comical, smart way, and makes it accessible for everybody to understand. Like these really, political or whatever it may be. I mean, I don't know how many awards they've won, but it's like every season there's something that they do. It's just they just win something.
It is.
It's because they make fun of everything, right?
Yeah, it's very smart.
Yeah,
but presented in the most like.
Have you seen the documentary?
Have I seen what?
No. I've probably seen 10 episodes.
Have you seen the documentary, 6 Days to Air?
I haven't seen.
No, I haven't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of them.
6 Days to Air is the documentary because they like the show used to air. I think it used to air on. Did it used to air on Sunday night or something? But the show would air once a week, and then they would literally conceive of, write, and animate and voice the next episode in 6 days.
Wow!
And that's why, like, as it was coming out, the topics they were tackling were always incredibly current.
Yeah,
they were right on the cusp of like the cultural consciousness at the time when they were doing it. And yeah, as far as I know, they still do it that way. Maybe they don't, because that just seems soul-destroyingly difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of my guilty pleasure watches, though.
I don't know how they have time running Casa Bonita. So.
Well. Oh, what's that dude?
My friend and I, when we were in high school, whatever our favorite Mexican restaurant in the town that we lived in, we would just refer to it colloquially as La Casa Bonita, and it changed because change would come and go and whatever. And one of my favorite stories regarding that was our senior year, we went to, I don't know, like probably 10 or 12 concerts. We were going to concerts all the time. And we would place a bet where if you guessed the first song of the main band, if you guessed their first song correctly, then the other person had to buy you lunch. And it was always what we called La Casa Bonita. I couldn't even tell you the real name of this Mexican restaurant because it was like a hole in the wall place. It wasn't a chain.
Yeah.
And we were at the amphitheater in Peachtree City, I think. And I bought a lawn ticket because I knew that if you get there early at that particular amphitheater, you're like 15 yards off the stage. Like you're really close. But he wanted to take a date to this one, so he bought 2 seats. So he was like 50 rows back. And he calls me after we both get to our places, and he's like, "Hey, you want to place the normal bet?" And I was like, "Sure." And he's like, "What do you think the first song is going to be?" I said, "Well, I don't know. Let me think about it for a second." I hung up the phone and I tapped the security guard that was standing in front of me on the shoulder. And I was like, "Hey man, were you here last night?" And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "Do you remember what song it was? Styx. Do you remember what song Styx led with?" And he was like, "Ah, man, I'm not really a fan. I just kind of work security." I said, "If you just tell me kind of what you think it was about, I bet I could get it." And he was like, "It sounded like this guy. Maybe he was like unemployed or something." I was like, okay, I got you. So I call Kyle and I say, "I think they're going to lead with Blue Collar Man." And he's like, that's wild. There's no way they're playing Blue Collar Man, blah, blah, blah. So he makes his guess. Of course, they lead with Blue Collar Man. And I didn't tell him that I cheated until after he signed the check at the Casa Bonita the next week. He was not happy. But it was really funny. I was like, "You didn't say I couldn't phone a friend or, ask a stranger."
Phone a friend, tap a security guard.
Yeah, it's like I would not. The real dig was I couldn't have cheated if it had just been me and you here.
Yeah.
But you had to introduce this lady
Bring
into
a
the
girl.
equation. Yeah, and so
to the clubhouse.
Yeah, and that relationship ended up going absolutely nowhere beyond that concert. So
I
he was
mean,
heartbroken and out
statistically,
$15 extra.
most do.
I will that concert is also when they did Lady 95, like we brought down the average age of the attendees of that concert by like 30 years. And so I'm there by myself all the way up at the front of this lawn section, and Lady 95 starts, and I'm standing like as close as I can get to the stage. And then I turn around, and all the other people in the grass section were like laying down on their blankets. Like they all had like picnic blankets. And I was like, well, this just got awkward. Lady 95, man, those boxes of wine started getting drained twice as fast.
Well, I don't think that Rachel's going to make it tonight. I hope everything's all right.
Yeah.
I've texted her and we've sent her a couple of messages and nothing, but you never know. She might just gotten busy or something. You guys want to talk about leveling up? I don't know if there was much more to talk about since we did sort of talk about it at the end of the last episode. You guys are level what, 11, 10, somewhere there?
13?
13?
13.
13.
I got a couple of neat things. Third level spells.
Yeah, but it's like a first level spell for any other class, right?
Yeah, it's level 5 is a wizard, right? So that's fun.
Yeah. Anything like jump out at you is like the thing you want, or are they all just like shield spell slots?
Yeah, pretty much at this point. I mean, I'm limited to abjuration and what's the other one? Evocation.
Yep.
So I could take fireball, but the DC on the save,
protect and attack.
Yeah.
The
DC on the save would be like 11. Actually, I think it'd be less than that.
I think most of them would make it.
Yeah, it's 12
with their bonus, with their plus. Okay, so pretty much a couple of new spell slots and that about it. Oh, somebody did mention you what +5 on proficiency bonus now?
Yeah,
which some of you guys with the newer classes, that makes some of your abilities pretty sick. Probably you more than anything, Tarathio.
Fully sick. I haven't looked at any of the new stuff, but I am, because you allow us to take a second subclass instead of a feat at some point. So this is a level where I get stuff from both subclasses.
Oh,
13th level.
Gotcha.
We get stuff from a subclass. This is where we get both. So as a soul knife, I can make myself magically invisible for an hour.
Oh yeah, that's
Um,
right.
but it ends as soon as I deal damage to anything or force anything to make a saving throw. So it's excellent for scouting. It's not good for anything else. Well, I guess it's good for sneaking into combat and striking somebody with sneak attack straight up.
Is that just
Yeah.
once a day? Or is that
So I can do that once per day I can do it once per day for free, but I get that usage back by expending a psionic energy die, which I already have too many of. So I think when I looked last time, it was something like I could, while Tarathiel is awake, he could be invisible if needed, which is disgusting.
Yeah,
but,
I guess there's no
you know,
reason to
I
ever
feel
be
like
visible, right?
that's the thing he would like to do. And then the other one, because the other, I can't remember if we talked about what the other subclass was, but Tarathiel took Phantom as the other subclass.
Mhm.
And so you can phase partially into the realm of the dead, becoming like a ghost. And as a bonus action, I assume a spectral form, which gives me a flying speed of 10 feet. I can hover and fly around and do stuff. I can go through people and objects, but if I stop in them, that's going to deal me damage. And then I stay in that for 10 minutes.
Is it like
But
ethereal?
that one I do need to finish a long rest before I can do it again.
Is
It
it
is
basically
it's
ethereal?
spectral.
Spectral. Okay.
Yeah, the equivalent of that, I guess.
You
yeah,
have
like
to stay in it for 10 minutes, or you can come out of it at will.
I can end it as a bonus action. So
Okay. I was gonna say, man, that's a weird caveat for
You
5e.
can't end it. It's always random.
Yeah,
yeah.
you may never come back. You guys are talking about
So those are both fun things. That can
Yeah.
turns Tarathiel into even more of an
Please.
infiltrator than he was before.
Yeah, you're
He's
definitely turning
an
into
insanely good scout and infiltrator.
It's gross.
Mike was talking about being fully sick. The only thing I got is the inability to become sick. I gained immunities to disease and poison.
Oh wow.
Fully unsick.
Immune to poison, so
Completely.
that's damage and being poisoned. That's
Yeah.
that would have been helpful against the Iron Golem. I guess. Well,
Guys, we have to try this out. Let's get back to the poo room.
Yeah, immune to disease and poison. I already have advantage against being frightened, so that's nice too. There's several, and there's a handful of things that I can just expend a key and totally rid myself of. It might just be charmed and some such. Let me double check.
Carrot says finally able to eat dairy.
Wow. Inspiration.
You just look over it.
My many years
Spectrum's
of
got a
martial
wheel of
arts training
cheese.
allows me to eat Gouda.
Yeah,
He's just
I
got a
can,
wheel of cheese. He's just, yeah.
I could already this might have been from 2 levels ago, I guess, but stillness of mind, I can use an action to end one effect that's causing me to be charmed or frightened. And it's not a key, it's just an action. I can just be like, no, I'm not.
Go destroy the Haagen-Dazs.
That's cool.
That's funny.
Now, if
So,
I get to another level in Monk, that's when things get really interesting with the subclass that I took, the Way of the Long Death. Like the two, I don't know if I've talked about this on air. Maybe I have, but the two things that I've gotten from that subclass so far, I haven't really used. The first one I got at 3rd level, which allows me to extract temporary hit points worth to the tune of Wisdom mod, which is +2 plus my monk level. If I reduce a creature within 5 feet to 0. At 6th level, I can just terrify everything. I might have done that once. I think it's an action, and I can scare everything within 30 feet. But at 11th level, this is just nuts.
I vaguely remember you doing that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did the Hour of Reaping. I don't think I've ever done Touch of Death, in part because of the way that I play Spectro. Like, I just don't have a great need to siphon off HP. But at 11th level, I get what's called Mastery of Death, which says that I use my familiarity with death to escape its grasp. When you are reduced to 0 hit points, you can expend 1 key point, no action required, to instead have 1 hit point. And currently, I have 10 key.
Jeez.
No limit, just based on remaining key.
Yeah.
Gross.
Live forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no action required is the part that I was like, that's bonkers. But it would be extremely limiting if it was tied to action economy.
Of course, having 1 hit point in the middle of a fight that just took you below 1 hit point
Yes.
might not be.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be like, using up a lot of key just to stay alive. But I mean, that's interesting.
But still alive is the important,
Yeah,
important part
exactly,
of that
yeah.
sentence.
I mean,
Still
you
Not
just
making
spamp
death
away.
saves.
Yeah. Still alive. And I think I might have used hit dice to regain hit points once since I started playing with you guys. So I have that pool where I can just be like, if I can just survive and we can take a long rest, I should be relatively okay.
Mhm.
So that'll be interesting.
I talked to Rachel a little bit last week about her leveling up, and I think she has 6th level spells now. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. 7th level spells. Ugh.
Oh, jeez.
The higher level you go in any class, like your list of spells just shrinks down to like 5. And so she's looking at them. She's like, a lot of these, they're not very useful. I mean, in combat. But, I can resurrect somebody that's been dead 100 years. Or I can, I can take us all to a different plane. Like, these are completely useless spells you got there. Like, you can literally do anything now. Like, death is no longer.
Talking to God is so like 4 levels ago. Now it's like set up a spa day with God.
I mean, as long as she's alive, there's no death in the party. Plane shifting is just the DM. It's just like, oh God, please don't shift planes today. I got nothing prepared for that.
Yeah, but don't you only get one spell slot for those upper level spells per day?
You eventually get 2.
Okay.
For cleric and wizard, I think up until like level 8 maybe. But yeah, I mean, pretty much for the most part, you only have 1 a day. But these are, game-changing spells. But it's cool. I mean, I like high level play. I really do. It's just how often do you get a chance to get to a high level to play it?
Yeah. Can she upcast that Spirit Guardians thing?
Oh yeah. So if she casts Spirit Guardians at level 7, I think she'd have like a 10d6 just blender all around her at all times.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
Spetro's not built for that kind of DPS.
I don't know, man. You pretty much handled that Iron Golem. Like, you did probably 60% of the damage.
Yeah, I mean, it takes me a while because I'm not hitting very hard, but I can hit lots of times at the same strength for every hit.
Of course, eliminating Tarathiel's primary source of damage.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I can hit something really hard, but only if it has a brain.
Yeah. But I think that's the first thing you've ever fought that you just couldn't use your psychic daggers on, right?
And I had a blast because I got to turn that into a character moment. It was good.
So I since she's not here, I'm not going to announce them, but I did come up with achievements after that fight. So everybody does have an achievement now based on that Iron Golem fight.
Oh, fun.
Because it's so interesting, how the fight went. Like, Farazan's just standing there dodging, like holding the line.
Yeah.
Spetro's just like a monkey flying in and flying out, just like let's beat the shit out of 15 yards away. Tarathiel's like throwing everything but the fucking kitchen sink at the
Oh man, you should have tried the sink. It would have been bludgeoning damage.
Poor poor Alma, she just couldn't do anything. She's just like, I cast this, I cast that, I cast this, I cast that. And like, I'm sorry, nothing's working.
We'll have days like that.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, actually,
yeah, we were playing Tyrant's Grasp on the weekend, which is the last Pathfinder First Edition adventure path, and we have been playing for 5.5 years, I think, and we are in the last section of book 6. Like we are right at the very end.
wrap it up.
And we joked about, like, because we're high level characters, like, let's just teleport to a major city and go do some shopping for a bit. The GM's like, yeah, try that, see what happens.
Like dragons attack.
It's fun. Like, I don't know, it is fun from a power fantasy perspective, but it is the thing that kind of ruins tension in these games. Is when you get to a level where it's no one can die because everyone can cast resurrection, or you can afford to just pay some cleric to do resurrection. Like, you can go anywhere because you've got teleportation. Like, if you want to go to the plane of fire, you can probably do that and be fine. Like, you do kind of reach a certain point where it's okay, this is cool, but now we're playing gods. So where is the kryptonite? Like, what is the thing that brings the tension back into the story?
That campaign is pretty much a political thing, right? It's not, isn't it mostly like RPM? No, okay. Maybe I'll think of the one
survival horror.
I think you're thinking of
War
the
for the
Crimson
Crown?
Throne or something like that, Matt.
Second,
Curse of the Crimson Throne or something. I think that's the one that's like more political.
That's the second adventure path ever. Well, the second one on Galarian. You are probably thinking of War for the Crown, which is
that is what I'm thinking
from the year before.
Okay. I've always wanted to either run or play the second or third first edition APs. Oh shoot! Like the max level is level 13, and pretty much it's all in Cheliax, and it's very roguelike. It's very political, heavy RP. Council of Thieves. Yeah, that one's always intrigued me. I haven't read it on the off chance somebody wanted to run it.
Yeah.
But I just, the idea of it just really intrigues me. Well,
I am. I don't know if it's just me, but I think there were 20 adventure paths for Pathfinder First Edition.
Something like that.
I don't think there's any in there that I wouldn't enjoy at a high level. Like, I know not all of them are. Not every book of every one of these is an absolute banger. But just looking through the titles and the concepts, there's nothing in there where I go, well, I wouldn't want to play that. You know what I mean? Like, it's all cool stuff, and I'm thoroughly impressed. I shared the photo earlier of all the second edition stuff that I've got, because I came in to role playing right as second edition Pathfinder was kicking off. And so I subscribed to all of the Pathfinder second edition stuff because I was like, I'm just going to get all of this. This is the only thing I spend money on in the universe, so I will get everything. And same thing. Like, I think we're already getting to 20-ish adventure paths. They're all awesome. They'll just sound really cool, and I want to play in any of them. Yeah. I'm thoroughly impressed with it, but it might just be that I'm slightly obsessed with Galarian. I'm not sure.
Did they change their style? Like, the originals, at least all that I remember, are all 6 books. Very, very formulaic in their layout. Like 6 books. You level up through them. Did they not shorten those, or is that just Starfinder that I'm thinking of? Because Starfinder Adventures are like 3 books now. Aren't they?
Yeah, so Pathfinder Second Edition has moved to the same kind of format in that a lot of their adventure paths now are 3 books.
That's better.
And they'll be often it'll be level 1 to level 10 or level 11 to level 20. I think there was one recently that went level 5 to 15.
Okay.
Just to give you some more kind of range in the middle. Yeah, I think I don't know. This is I'm playing in 2 concurrent campaigns that intend to make it to level 20, and I never want to do that again after this. Like,
Yeah, I'm right there with
it's
you.
fun, but it's too long. It is so long to get through that kind of story. And
It
to be
is.
honest, I'd probably build different characters for those level ranges anyway. Like I would tell different stories with those. So
Yeah, I've this has taught me something running this game, playing it this long of a game. Like even I think we've gone longer than Rocks and Root Lords at this point, because I think that was just at 3 years, and we're at like 3.5 now. And we're doing 2-hour episodes whenever we do it, right? I mean,
and
some blocks that we didn't play, but holy moly, it's just a lot. I mean, and you
we're at
guys,
session 119, I think 120, somewhere there.
yeah, this is 118 today, I think.
So if we were doing 1 hour sessions, I think we would be around 250 episodes would be my
Right.
guess.
Right.
Yeah, Rocks and Rune Lords.
Maybe somewhere between 250 and 300. So
Yeah.
Rocks and Rune Lords ended on 186.
Right. So yeah,
But that 186 was 4 hours.
true. That was the grand finale. But I I think we've been talking about it a little bit, but like going to like 6-month, just quick little adventures, get in there, make some new characters, try some new games, and then get out and try something else. Get out, have a bit more variety going on, because it is fun to like make your impact on a fantasy world, and like you look at what your characters have done. It's like, cool, we've done this, but shit, let's get this over with. I could have done,
There's always the idea of playing like the 3 or 4 levels lower characters that are kind of coming in behind and like trying to clean up or fix all the stuff.
Team B.
Yeah.
Team B. Yeah.
I remember. Was it you that was talking about that like a couple of years ago?
I probably, because it's been in my head kind of percolating for a few years. So
Yeah, the Beta Squad. Yeah, just following the original, like cleaning up and seeing what they did and finding the aftermath.
yeah.
Kind of like the dirty side of Heroes. Like you go to this town where they fought these major fights and half the town's gone, the other half's burnt, and like you're trying to help them rebuild because these heroes came in and saved the day. Yeah.
It'd be like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something.
Damage control.
Yeah, damage control is the Marvel thing. Yeah.
Did that have Alan Tudyk in it?
Is that a thing? Great. I thought it was original.
Yeah. Damage control. I thought that there was a TV show, wasn't there?
I think that because he played like an insurance company or something like that, maybe.
I know they got a board game out.
Damage control.
Powerless.
Powerless. That might be it.
Yeah, that's it. Follows the staff of an insurance company specializing in products to protect defenseless bystanders from the collateral damage of superheroes and supervillains. That's the one.
And look at that, Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, there he is.
You got one.
Well, I've only ever seen like the first 5 minutes of the first episodes.
He was all right.
We're experiencing a little. All right, so it's been right at an hour. I'm gonna say I guarantee she's not gonna show up at this point. So what? Let's. I figured we'd just jump on, chat for a while, give her some time to get here. Don't want to go too far without her because, I mean, spoilers. You're getting to a pretty pivotal point in the potential.
And we'll all die.
Yes. And I know some people are traveling, and it's getting holiday season, so I don't think we're going. Yeah, hanging out with Coward episode. I don't think we're gonna be playing for 2 weeks. Is that right? Next week?
Yeah, I'm
And
definitely gone next week, and I think Rachel said she was as well.
well,
Someone else
Rachel
did.
said she was going to find something to be gone so she could be cool like
Yeah.
you guys.
I'm out. I'm out this
Wow.
coming Monday. I'm out a week from today.
Well, that's when.
Ah,
Be-
right, yeah,
but-
me too. Me too. I'll
Yeah.
And then,
be in Mexico.
Jamie, aren't you out on the 18th, the following week?
Yes.
So okay, yeah. So the next 2 weeks, yeah, we'll and then Thanksgiving is on Thursday, so that's not a big deal. So that'll be the 25th when we pick back up. I will tell you this about what's going on, which maybe you have an idea because you finally found somewhere that's got some answers, right? You've tracked it down. You've gone through the Temple of Ouijas, and you found one of the soul cages, and like you have hit a pivotal point in the adventure to where you actually, that's how all these adventures go. Half the books are just leveling you up, and you have no idea what the real story is. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, here's the real story, and it's just from then on, it's just a race. Kind of that's where you are right now. If you survive, you're gonna get a lot of exposition and really have a good idea what's going on. So hopefully things will speed up a bit or ramp up a bit. Not really speed up a bit, but yeah. And you're level 13 just in time to do it.
Or have it done to us.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it. Oh my God. That reminds me. Have y'all seen the SNL skit where Beavis and Butthead are in the crowd? That is
So
the
good.
funniest. Oh my God. What makes it is, I forget the actor's name, the blonde guy. I love seeing him in SNL because he cannot keep it straight. He can't keep a straight face. He just cracks up every skit he does. And this does not disappoint. It is, what is his name? The guy from The Notebook, the guy from Drive, the guy from
Gosling?
Yeah. Yep. Gosling.
Right. Yeah, Gosling. Jeez, if you have not seen Gosling in this SNL skit, Brian Gosling, do yourself a favor. It's like 5 or 6 minutes long, and it's the funniest thing I've seen in a long time.
Mikey
it is
Day.
very good.
Say again?
Mikey
I'm
Day.
curious now. Yes, Mikey Day is
Who?
the butthead.
Oh, yeah. And it is great. And one thing that will really, really help is I read that the woman, the actor, the SNL actress who is conducting the interview has not seen either one of them in their makeup and their costume. So when she turns to look at him, it's the first time she's ever seen him.
Oh, wow.
And she loses it also. Like they're all just cracking up this entire time. It's fantastic. It's so good.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I mean, immediately, like as soon as the stream's over, look that up. I think I saved it.
I recommend
Like on
it.
my YouTube channel, I think I've absolutely saved it. It's fantastic. I don't know why I saved it because I can just Google it anytime. But
I have found it. Oh, my.
Again, it's a funny skit, but them laughing at themselves is just perfect. It's so good.
Okay.
All right. Well, Coward, thanks for hanging out with us and chatting along. We'll see if we can't track down, Rachel, see what's up. Hopefully she'll be back in a couple weeks. And we'll get the story going. There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it as soon as I hang up too.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night,
Go
guys.
go eat some
Bye, y'all.
candy.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.